everybody. So good to see you all today. My name is Christy. I'm a senior at Scott County High School, which means I'm almost done with my 12-year sentence, finally. I got my party all ready, my graduation gown done, and I also have my exams done. I'm ready to get my party on. My mom's making them little peanut butter cookies, you know, the ones that have like the little cross hatches in them for my party. Now, just telling you, they're probably at the same level or even better than Miss Donna Whitehouse's famous Snickerdoodle cookies. I'm sorry, Donna, but they're really good. And the peanut butter cookies will be at the dessert auction tonight for the youth, so if you want to try and get your hand on those, come out. It's worth it. So I want you all to ask yourself something, though. What makes these cookies so good? Is it just because my mom and Donna have really good recipes, or is it because they have fresh ingredients, or because they just cook it all to the right temperature? Well, it's all of them together, but there's one more thing, and it's love. Now, when you put love into your cooking, it makes it so much better, it makes it so much more special. And it's true with everything. If you put love into your life, into God, into your homework, into your job, it's all going to be so much better. And just imagine how fast you're able to change someone's bad day into a good day, and how you can change the world with a little bit of love. Now, as Taylor read 1 Corinthians chapter 13, 1 through 3, if I speak in tongues of men and of angels but have not love, I am only the ever-sounding gong or clanging cymbal. If I have faith, or if I have a gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have faith that can move mountains but have not love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and surrender my body to the flames but have not love, I gain nothing. Now, in today's world, it's becoming more and more difficult to love. We're all running 1 million miles per minute, and it seems impossible to keep up with everything and still love each other. Now, for me, my classes and my job got me burning the candle at both ends, and I'm sure many of you are doing this as well. I'm sure some of you aren't even listening to me right now because you're thinking about what you got going on this week. Some of you all are graduating. Some of you are looking forward to being at the beach this summer, which I'm not going to lie, I am too, don't worry. But I want you just to put those things out of your mind, relax, and just listen. So you've probably noticed yourself constantly getting angry with people. You're probably fighting with your family more, with your spouse, maybe your friends, boyfriend or girlfriend, maybe even people around you. You might find yourself huffing and puffing at that person who's walking slow in front of you, and you think they're self-absorbed. Or that woman in the supermarket whose child is screaming and screaming, and you're like, what kind of parent would let them do that? And that homeless man you see on the side of the street who you think's just lazy. Well, this fast-paced world is taking that special ingredient away from us that God gave us, which sets us apart from others and gives us that opportunity to make life worth living. So if you continue in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, 4 through 7, it describes what love is. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with truth, and it always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. Now, last year, on a youth mission trip to Philadelphia, there was a day when we had to prepare sack lunches for homeless people living in the city, but there was a catch that might make some of you all already nervous. We couldn't just give them the lunches. We had to go and try to have a conversation with them and talk to them. But when we got there, I immediately noticed an African-American man who was sitting on a bench with his backpack of clothes beside of him and a cart of food and belongings in front of him. Me and the host decided to walk over to him, and before I could even ask if I could have a seat and talk with him, he offered a seat to me. This surprised me. Like I was expected to just being told to leave the lunch and just get out. And he ended up just moving his backpack, wiping off the seat for us, and we had a seat and talked for over an hour. So his name was John. He lost everything back in 2003. His wife, who was his childhood sweetheart, had developed cancer, and he worked every day to pay off the hospital bills and prayed to God every night. He had sold everything to pay for he sold everything, Then he ended up losing his job. And unfortunately, this wasn't enough for them because she passed away later that year. He spent his last money that he had on her funeral. And he admitted to us that he has family living in the area, 4 kids and 12 grandkids, which I think is a big accomplishment there in myself. But he said that he didn't want to be a burden to them. He didn't want to stop their lives from progressing. The city host later mentioned to him about a mission where they can put homeless people in kind of like halfway houses, where they can live and get back up on their feet until they get a job and then later pay rent and continue to live there. I remember he looked down at himself, kind of looking at his clothes and the bag of clothes beside of him and his cart in front of him as well, and I could tell he found this tempting. But he said that there are many young people out there that need this opportunity more than he does. He has enough. Well, we kept talking to him, and he brought up school, and I told him what I was doing, and he had mentioned that he had a bachelor degree in business. I was like, hey, there you go. Then he brought up church and about how he still goes every day, and he still tries to say hi to everybody he knew when his wife was alive. Then all of a sudden, I remember it began to rain, and immediately I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to ride back in this van with all these kids. I'm going to be soaking wet. Well, then Mr. John pulled out an umbrella out of his cart and put it over mine and the host's head. And I was again shocked by this because my family would just run with the umbrella and not wait for me at all. And then this stranger just held it above only my head. And I still think about him to this day. This man who's lost everything has every right in this world to be angry at the world and at God, but chooses to love people and love life every day more and more. Whenever I think about him, it's when I get caught up in life and I realize that we all need to slow down and take a chance to love one another and take that time out of our day. Mr. John was patient, he was kind, he was not self-seeking, he was not easily angered. He kept no records of wrongs. He protected, trusted, hoped, and persevered. Even though he had nothing, I believe he is someone who we should all try to be, because he was doing what God wants us to do. Now I ask all of you to allow yourselves to slow down and show love to that homeless man who's on the street, is not lazy, but he is struggling. That woman in the store is a single mom who is beaten down and ready to give up after working night after night and going home to her child each day. And that person who is walking a little slower than you has lost their leg to cancer. Now, as you leave today, I would like for you to show love to people and put love in your peanut butter cookies.